I guess record to the cloud in case something happens to the computer. Okay, so guys, welcome. I just wanted to do a little quickie Zoom meeting tonight. I'm going to mute everybody. I'll open it for questions after. All right, so current and new participants will be muted. Okay, so that way if anybody comes in and they don't have their phone muted, it's no big deal. But like I said, at the end, I'll take questions and you guys can unmute yourselves, okay? Or you can raise your hand and I'll unmute you if you can't figure it out from your phone. I've never done it from my phone, so I don't know what the controls are like on that. So, all right, so hi guys. For those who don't know me, I'm Judy Morris. I'm the leader of the Jackpot Jaguars. And I've been doing this for almost 11 and a half years. I've been doing this for 11 and a half years. I've been in direct sales, doing in-home parties for almost 23 years. So I've done a lot of parties over the years. So I just wanted to go over some simple things like myself. For the first time in 11 years in this business, I really simplified my hostess packets. And I found it a lot easier to keep up with and to be able to have them ready to hand out at parties then. And I thought I would share that. And also, I hadn't been carrying recruiting packets for a really long time, like the hand to my leads, so I wanted to start carrying them again. And I used to do hostess coaching with weekly mailers. And Dana Barish recently did a video, maybe you saw it, about, you know, keeping it simple and stopping cancellations. And really sending a weekly mailer, you don't have to call your hostess once it's booked if you don't want to. Sending the weekly mailer keeps her reminded of it, of the party coming up, and gives her steps to do. So she's excited, she's remembering it, she's working on it, and you know, should make sure that all your parties hold, because nobody likes cancellations, and we all get them from time to time. But whatever we can do that's simple to prevent them is always something, you know, you want to consider adding. So first I want to talk about bookings. Of course, we have plenty of videos up on how to get bookings, booking games. There's all kinds of booking games. There's all kinds of posts on how to get bookings on your Facebook, how to call people. There's phone scripts. Just search in the search box in any of our groups, scripts, bookings, things like that, and you'll find what you're looking for. All right, I put up a video recently. I don't know if I just put it in my new consultants group. If I did, I'll move it into the Jackpot Jaguars group. But there was a really good one in Destination Success, and things get buried really fast in there. So when I see something good, I try to save it and share it in our team page and point it out. There's a really good one on a basic, simple booking game any brand new person can do, and anybody can do that's been in the business for a long time too. So it's perfect for everyone. And it's by Monique McGuire. And what it is she just has one sample pack, and I think her business card in like a little bag, like a little goodie bag. You could use like the, she has little black satin bags with the logo on them. They don't sell them anymore. But anything, go to the dollar store, get plastic seasonal bags for like $1. You get like 20 or 30 of them depending on the size. You could get the organza bags. They have them dirt cheap in bulk on Amazon. Split them with somebody else on your team. I think it was like $8 for 100 of the small ones that are perfect size for like this size. Perfect size is what I put in my hostess packets. They're like, oh yeah, I keep forgetting my camera's over here because my screen is over here on this computer screen. But it's just, you know, like a little sample in it, a little foil pack. And I have my magnet in there because this is for my hostess pack, which I'll go over in a minute. But she just puts them in that, puts them in a bowl basket. You can put them in a gift bag, whatever. And she goes around and says, pass or play. And each person picks it out, and then they open it, see what they got. They only play if they're going to book a party. And, you know, whatever she pulls out, say, oh, you get that in a full size at your party, as long as you keep it on the same date. So that's like the hostess bonus for booking at the party. And it's just simple because everybody gets a really nice sampling of foil packets now in the kits. And everybody has always gotten foil packets in their kits, but they're available under business supplies. They're relatively cheap. And it's just something where they can try out the product too, because if you send them samples or give them a sample, if they're booking a party, they can talk about how much they love the product when they're hosting their party. And that can help increase your sales too. And also help other people book parties because they want to get free stuff as well. But booking, you always want to like plant seeds throughout your demonstrations, through your parties. Talk about how much the hostess gets for free. She gets 10% of the party total and a free gift if it's over $150. And if you do add any bonuses on, you can always put a party minimum on it, either a minimum number of ordering guests or a minimum total. I know for girls who give bigger bonuses, they make the total either like 500, or when I'm giving away something really big, I make it 750. But that, you know, you can put whatever, it's your business. You can control what you need to make it affordable to give away whatever you're offering, but don't give away the farm. Something simple like a full-size product is all you need to give away when you're new. And maybe offer your hostess one item at your discount or close to your discount. If you're making 30%, make it 25% off one item. And you could say, if you have at least a $500 party, I'll give you my discount on one item, because it's not costing you anything to give the hostess something, and it might make somebody else book to get something, you know, good for 30% off or 40% off, whatever your discount is. So think about that when how badly you want to book parties. But again, don't give away the farm. So then now you've got the party booked. What do? You want to give her, if you book at a party, you want to try to have hostess packets with you. And that's something I never did, and I always got behind on mailing them out because I'm forgetful. So it really made me feel better to have hostess packets with me the other night. So I booked a party, but I ended up signing somebody and giving her that party. But I still gave the girl who booked a hostess packet, because all I have in it is, I have a host letter, and this is in our group. It's the one I've been using for years that I got from Dana Barish, and you just put your logo up here and change this to your benefits. And it just basically says, you know, the more guests at your party, the better. You know, you can ask them for a guest list if you want to try to mail out invitations. But you tell them to, you know, try to invite as many ladies as they can, because, you know, not everybody's going to say yes. It says pass out all the hard copy invitations during closing in the host packet. Carry them in your purse. Hand them out while you're out and about to your hairdresser, cashiers, bank teller, like every woman you meet. So you want them really to think outside the box with how many people they're going to invite to their party. Because let them know only about a third or less end up showing up usually out of the number they invite. So just say, I'll set up a Facebook event for you. Don't let them set up the Facebook event unless you want to say sex toy party. And that is not what you wanted to say, because that will scare away some guests. I don't care how young you are. It will scare some away. So it's just better. Keep it classy. Let's see. You say, you know, plus, you know, do a save the date. Tell them to do a save the date text message. Let everybody know to save that date for their party. To let them know, you know, this letter says that all orders done confidentially. That there must be like a separate ordering area on the main level of her house, if at all possible. And it also talks about how it's exclusively for women 18 years or older. I cannot conduct the party of men, children, or babies of any age or anywhere on the premises. This includes newborns. Some reason people think bringing newborns to a party is okay because they're breastfeeding and they couldn't leave them at home. It's still not legal. So that's the problem. I always say you wouldn't bring your baby into a sex toy shop, would you? Or into an adult toy store. So why would you think it's okay to bring your baby here because I bring the store to you? So that's pretty much, I've run into that more than once in my 11 years where people show up with a newborn and think it's okay. And you really have to lay down the law because you could lose your business if somebody reports it. And just, I always say, please let me know in advance if you live in an apartment or townhouse. I have heavy bags, and I like to let my helpers know in advance. I always have a helper with me. Most people don't. But I also remind them to call their guests a couple days before the party to confirm and let me know the head count. So, you know, so she confirms with everybody. But then you have your hostess benefits spelled out at the bottom. But that goes in here, and you can write the date and their name on it when they book. I put 2 copies of catalogs. One says start your wish list now on a little post-it note. I'm trying to say, yep. So, and the other one says share me with your friends. All right. And you could just use hot pink sticky notes or just plain sticky notes. They don't have to be personalized. You want to keep it simple. I happen to have them, so I use them. And I include, like I said, a little thing with my business card and at least 1 foil pack sample. I have 2 in for my hostesses. That's just my thing. But 1 is plenty. And invitations, I tie them up to make them look all pretty, but they are simply the invitations that you buy on the business supply section of the COO. Say they just come in a pack of 50. I would give 20 to 25 and say, ask me for more when you run out. So that way she thinks, oh, she's expecting me to run out. Yes, invite everybody because you want to have a really good turnout. Your goal is to have 15 to 20 people there if at all possible, especially a weekend party. All right, the more people there, the more people to shop. And then the higher, let her know the higher her party total and the bigger her free shopping spree. Because, most of them want their free shopping spree. I put envelopes with mine. It's not mandatory. I just prefer that they have envelopes for some of the invites. I don't give them 25 envelopes and 25 invitations. I give 25 invites, and then I give about 20 envelopes because I figure they're going to hand some out, and they don't need to be in an envelope if they're handing them out. I say use the envelopes for the ones you're going to mail, just because it keeps it private, because I've had mailed a lot of invitations over the years, and they're, oh, my friend lived with their parents, and they were really pissed when we mailed them an invitation. And I would suggest to them that if they're not going to see people, I would still mail an invite. I know it's old-fashioned, but guess what? Think about what you get invites to. Baby showers, surprise parties, weddings, bridal showers. These are things, when you get an invite, you go, oh, I got to save the date for this. And you put it up on your fridge, and, it makes it an event. When it's just something on Facebook, it's not as important. It makes it more special. It makes it stand out in their mind more when they actually get a piece of paper in the mail saying, I'm invited to something. Wow. It makes them feel like it's something more special. It's a mental thing. I can't tell you exactly why, but it definitely makes a difference. I once had a party with 2 hostesses. One hostess mailed invitations. One hostess told everybody on Facebook and sent text messages. They had 2 totally different groups of friends to invite, 2 totally different guest lists. The one girl who sent invitations had 19 people there. The girl that didn't send invitations had 3. And I pointed that difference out, and every girl that booked at that party mailed out invites, and she had about 20 people at her party too. So it honestly, I can tell you, in all my years in the business, that makes a huge difference. So it's not just a BS thing, it's actually true. And this is true of college parties as well. All right, because I've done a lot of them too, and I still do. All right, the other thing I do that's a little bit different, and I'll post this in our groups. I don't know if it's been posted in there recently. I got this from Heather Pillow, who's been in about as long as I have. And this is a hostess pre-party survey. I send this to my hostess, and I include a self-addressed stamped envelope. Or I put this in my hostess pack. And what she does is she fills it out and mails it back to me. And because there's a pre-addressed stamped envelope, she will mail it back. And what it asks is, it's asking what's the primary reason for having this party. Is it a fun night to relax with girls, getting wild with her friends, helping out the previous hostess? I want a huge shopping spree and lots of free and discounted products. I'm considering the business and want to see how my friends react. Or other, please fill in the blank. You can circle as many as you want. Well, this is how I find out if I didn't know in advance, hey, she's considering the business, but she never told me or marked it off on anything else. So it's really nice to go in knowing why she really booked the party. And then what products do you have on your wish list? I said use the back of this to make her wish list. So this way I know exactly what she's working towards, and I have the wish list in front of me. What products would your partner like to see you choose? And then sometimes it's different than the things on her wish list. Do you have any special requests for your big event? What is your preferred method of communication? And are you traveling between now and your party date? Especially for summertime and around the holidays, you find out people are traveling and aren't coming back till the day before the party. So when you're trying to reach them and you don't hear from them, that may explain why. So at least if you know they're traveling, then you know. So I just include that like this. And I just tuck it right into the host packet. And this is pretty much, and I include a Life's a Party. I have you could use a $100 bill, or I have a $1 million bill. It says join our $1 million team. Like I'd love to have you join. I'd love to have you on our $1 million team. Ask me how we can turn your free shopping spree into your business starter kit. I know not everybody does this, and if you're newer, you might not want to do this. I would still include this, and maybe get $100 bills, which they also sell on Amazon. I got these. They sell in bulk on Amazon, dirt cheap. Put one in there and put a sticky note on it that says, how would you like to earn an extra $100? You know, like, $100 to $500 in a month, or $100 to $1,000 in a month. Ask me how. So then that opens up the conversation, and she goes, ooh, I'd like to earn my extra money. So either way, but I allow people to use their hostess credits towards the kit if they want to. So if they have a $1,200 party, then they get $120 towards their kit. Because honestly, where I'm at, I don't mind. So, but that's what I do. I put it in like that, put the little sticky note on. And then make sure you're putting your contact information on the back of these. I put this in, and then I also include one of these. You don't have to. These are good to include in back orders because they say thank you on them. And then just put your sticker or write your name and number, or stamp it, however you're putting it on your catalogs. Do it on those too. And then so I'm using these until I run out of them. They don't have them available anymore, but I did buy dirt cheap a box of just black pocket folders on Amazon that have a place, for the business card. As long as there's a little slot. You can get them cheap, at the dollar store too, or just about anywhere. Office supply store, they're really cheap. But just plain, like pink or black. I couldn't find any bright pink, so I got black. So I got plain black ones to replace these. I only have 5 of these left. But I just hand out like this, and then I have the invitations separate because it's too bulky in here and it bends up the thing. But if I were to mail this, I would just put this all in a large envelope and mail it to the person. But handing it out at the party, you're saving yourself postage, you're saving yourself time. It's one less thing to do when you get home after your party to worry about. So, make sure you pick yourself up invitations because you're going to book lots of parties, and find some cheap folders and print out some of those things so you have them. All right, so that is booking. Now you booked the party and you've given the hostess packet out. What do you do next? You got to keep her interested. You got to stay in touch with her. Hostess mailers, 1 a week for 3 weeks. Start 3 weeks before. So you number them 1, 2. So like each envelope, say the numbers on here. The stamp is going to go there to cover it up. This is what Dana Barris just covered on hers. And I forgot I used to do this. For years I did this and I stopped. I got lazy. But this is super easy because instead of like having to call or message her, you don't want to just book the party and then not talk to them until the day before their party. You're going to lose them. You want to keep them working on the party besides on the Facebook one. So this one, the first mailer, you mail out 3 weeks before the party. All right, you write her address here, put your stamp there. And on the back, you write, see you, and then the date of the party, Friday, February 15th at 6:30 p.m. And then say, over-invite and tell everyone to bring a friend. These are just little steps, but honestly, the hostess gets this and goes, oh, I should tell everyone to bring a friend because they might have forgotten you told them that if you mentioned it before. So this puts it right in front of them. And even if they got home and they forgot about the party and they go, oh, that's right, I have that packet invitations in the other room. This is 3 weeks before they're going to get this. All right, so there's still time. There's plenty of time to plan a party. So now, but if for some reason they need to cancel or they realize they have something else that day, when they get this, they're going to call you to reschedule. Otherwise, you can assume your party's holding. All right, and most of the time, I'd say 99% of the time, it does. And then in there, you're going to put how to plan the perfect pure romance party. And it just basically says send out lots of invitations, 35 or more, and make it a point to invite a wide circle of friends, family, and acquaintances. It gives some suggestion for the kind of people to invite. Don't overlook anyone, and don't judge who you should invite or not invite. You'll never know who would want to attend if you never ask. This is a party that has something for everyone. Invite lots of neighbors since all they have to do is walk over. A lot of people don't think to invite their neighbors. So, and then you have something at the bottom, something like, please shoot for 20 guests on a Friday or Saturday night. Weeknight parties are 15 guests minimum. You could change that. But remember, no men or babies of any age on the premises. That includes a basement or anyone in the house during the demonstration. So that's putting that in front of them again, too. So you shouldn't have to go over that again and again or worry that there's going to be kids there when you show up, okay? So what this is, it has them write down a guest list. It has them think of people to invite, phone number. Did they add them to the Facebook event if there's one? Did they tell them to bring a friend? Are they bringing a friend? They can maybe write it down. And then a phone call or text reminder the day before the party. Who did they remember to do that? So this gives them a nice little task list to do, and it just keeps it really simple. So that's the first mail, and it goes out at least 3 weeks before. You could mail it out, 3.5 weeks before, so she gets it 3 weeks before. If you book in closer, then mail it sooner. That's fine if it's closer together. Just don't, don't wait a whole week to mail the next one then. Number 2 on the back says, see you Friday, February 15th at 6:30 again. And then now this one says, don't forget to invite your neighbors and your coworkers. I reckon a lot of people forget to invite their neighbors. As I mentioned, you're putting this in front of them again, and also their coworkers, because maybe they were having a friend with just their party with just their girlfriends or their cousins or their sisters and, you know, aunts or something. Now it's saying, oh yeah, I should invite the neighbors and I should invite my coworkers. So that's putting that in their mind. And then it's 40 guests in 4 minutes. This is going to help kind of jog their memory as to where they know people from, because it's 4 relatives, 4 friends, 4 coworkers, 4 neighbors, 4 church or social group contacts, 4 people you do business with, 4 people who invited you to a home party, 4 spouses of coworkers or their spouses, 4 previous coworkers or neighbors, and 4 contacts through your children if you have kids. All right, so that just helps them jog their memory to people maybe they don't have on their invite list yet. All right, and again says no men, children, or babies of any age, please. And it reminds them 18 and over, ladies only. All right, so that one goes out 2 weeks before, and you have it numbered, so you have it ready to go, and you have it all addressed. You just drop it in the mail. It's so simple. Then the third one is the week before the party. Again, on the back, it has, see you Friday, February 15th at 6:30. Make sure you, and I know I got to rewrite these with a better pen because I can't mail that out. You can't even read it. Make sure you text out reminders the day before, especially anyone you haven't heard from. So that's reminding them a week in advance to text everyone, especially those you haven't heard from, a reminder the day before the party, okay? And I'm reminding her again of the time and the date, so you keep refreshing her memory on that so she doesn't let it slip her mind. And this one is the tale of 2 hostesses. It talks about how one did all this stuff to clean her house and did all that, but really didn't remember to, talk up the party or invite people. And then another one was so excited. She wanted lots of free stuff. She reminded everybody to bring a friend and did all those things and didn't care that there'd be too many people in her house or if her house was super spotless. So, and that person, of course, had a much bigger party than the hostess that was anal about everything. All right. So this one also says make calls and texts to everyone you haven't heard from. Send a text the night before and day of your party to everyone. Tons of people make up their minds at the last minute, and it's totally fine. So, again, no men, babies, or children. So this is the third mailer, goes out a week before. There is a 4th mailer that you could either include in the hostess packet, or if you book further out, maybe mail this 4 weeks in advance and have 4 mailers. It's totally up to you. But I like this one a lot. It's how to host a $2,000 party. And if you haven't hosted a $2,000 party, everybody can. There's no reason you can't host a $2,000 party, or you can't have a hostess have a $2,000 party. I've had lots of them, and you will too. All right. But it is not hard. It's just getting more people there to shop, really, and getting people to open up their wallets and their credit cards. But it's really, the more people there, the more likely you are to hit that kind of goal. So, your goal is to get as many shopping guests there, and the hostess's goal is to get as many shopping guests there because she wants to have fun and she wants to get a nice free shopping spree. And, the more people she has, the better chance she has of hitting those things and getting our whole wish list for free, or at least most of it for free. So those are things you want to do to coach your hostess so she doesn't forget about the party. And if you want to call her, or you could text her or call her, whichever the hostess prefers. Find out what way she prefers to be contacted. A lot of people say, oh, just text me. I never answer my phone. I'm too busy, especially if they have little kids and a busy schedule. Then text them the night before just to confirm. Do you have a place for me to park? Do you have, the spot for the ordering room? Just have those things ready, whatever you need her to have ready for you. And just confirm and see if you have a roundabout head count so I know how many catalogs to bring. I make sure I have enough stock and catalogs with me, that kind of thing. So you're not putting her, feeling like she has to have an exact head count, but just give me a rough estimate so I have enough stuff. That's pretty much what I say to my hostesses. All right, so now you've booked, you've handed out the host packet, you've hostess coached. Now you get to the party, all right? Don't forget to play a booking game, like I said, in these plenty of videos. I mentioned some in the beginning. And don't forget to play a recruiting game. I don't care if you're brand new and you signed last week. There is no reason you can't start building a team from day one and learn together. Don't think, oh, I'm new, I don't know what I'm doing, I can't sign someone. All the training is online. Corporate sends out emails to everybody who's new now, starting the day they buy their kit. And they send them out regularly for the next, I don't know how many weeks, but I saw a flow chart today. I'll have to share it in the group somewhere. But they send out, they are meticulously sending out, they have an auto email system that is mailing these girls out, reminding them what to do. Did they get the IAP? Great. This is what you should do next. That email will go. Did they not buy the IAP? Ooh, time's running out. Did you want to get your Inventory Advantage program? So, I mean, it is really explaining everything. It's telling them what videos to watch, where to find them, how to use the COO. It's amazing. So really, it's nothing like when I started 11 years ago. I used to have trainings at my house every 2 weeks. And I would have like a house full of girls who needed to learn the business. And we would have to do them in 2 parts or like a really long morning and afternoon training. So this is fabulous. Everybody can learn on their own schedule now from home in their pajamas with a glass of wine and a notebook. I mean, it doesn't get any easier than that. But then they have meetings to come to. Bring them to whatever meetings you go to if they can make it. Pretty much all the large leaders on this team have monthly meetings. Some of us have special guests. I know I try to have at least 3 or 4 like big wigs a year. We've had Kelly Ellis Neal here in the past. We've had Leanne Rhodes here. We've had Lauren Capelli. We've had, God, so many people here over the years. Jen Marshall, Jen Kelly. I mean, just so many people. But, you know, we always have something every month, whether it be just for the team or but everybody on the team. Doesn't matter if you're my 4th downline, my 5th downline. Doesn't matter. You are welcome to come. So, you know, just have them get to somebody's meeting, whoever's close to them when they can attend. They can even look for meetings from other Pure Romance consultants. If they're not in the area, we can find them someone, okay? All right, so, you know, you try to build your team. There are recruiting games you can play. Just look them up. The most popular is the Ask Me Anything game, and there's one for new girls called the 8 Questions game. If you search our group, you will find them. And what they are just, you know, questions. The 8 questions gives you the questions and the answers. You pass out the questions, tell them you need them to help you out. Just say, my sponsor is making me do this. And they pick 8 people to read the questions. If there's not 8 people at the party, give each person 2 questions to ask and give it to 4 people. And then if you don't remember the answer, you can look because you have the answer to each question. There are questions like, how much is a kit? How much do I make? Those sorts of things. So do I have to build a team? How much do I have to buy every month to stay active? Like those sorts of questions. So, you know, the questions you want them to ask because, you know, it's just basic information they should know. Or if you feel pretty confident, you can do the Ask Me Anything game. I hand out a raffle ticket. I think all my raffle tickets are downstairs. I hand out a raffle ticket for a drawing. And I say you get a ticket for each question you ask. And so I let them ask questions. And somebody will always ask, what's your favorite product? And I always say, ask me questions about my business. But, you know, not my personal business, but my business. All right. I forgot to say that the other night. I did get a lot of product questions. But I always just say, look, my favorite product, honest to God, is like, you know, Body Boost. Okay. That's my favorite product because it's something I use every single day. And there's other products. A lot of the Bath and Body products I use every day. Revive, I use all the time in the winter on my hands. Bosom Buddy, I use as my chapstick. So, I mean, there's lots of things. But, you know, you can always change the subject, but you shouldn't be standing up there talking about your personal toy collection. All right. But, you know, you want them to ask questions about the business. You can remind them that their personal toys now are tax deductible because how can you sell something if you don't know how it works? That's a good one to have people on the fence sign up. But you want to plant those seeds, and playing these games for booking a party and for building a team will plant the seeds in their minds. You want to tell an I story in the beginning. You want to tell them, hey, you know, like I say, I'm Judy and I've been doing this 11 and a half years. And I say how I got started. And, you know, it should only be like, you know, a few minutes, but it lets them see, hey, you know, I didn't go to school, like I didn't go to college and get a degree in dildos or vibrators. I'm just like you. You know, this is why I do it. This is how I got started. This is what it's given me. And if you're new, you can say, I've seen so many people, you know, I know so-and-so won this or was able to buy this. So you can use some of the other stories until you have your own to share as far as paying off debt or buying a new car or taking a vacation. There's plenty out there. just look in the groups. There's lots of stuff, okay, that you can share and say that's what your goal is. You can tell them what the goal is for you doing this business. All right, so you get somebody and you play the recruiting game and somebody's interested. When they're in the ordering room, you talk to them. You always ask every single person if they've ever thought about doing what you do, or however you want to phrase that question. And if they're interested and they don't want to sign up right there, you could give them a packet to take home. Now, there's a couple ways to make up the packets. Like I just had, this is all I had in the house to make up mine before my last party. So I just had bubble wrap envelopes that already had numbers on them from something else that I did. And then you just slap a sticker on it. These are available under PR Gear. Says bring the party home. They have one that says party all night in there. And then inside I have all my like paperwork. And it's not that much because you don't want it to be overwhelming. All right. And who is not muted? Yep. All right. So inside there, this is what I have. I have one of the Life's of Parties again, our little golden ticket, okay? It explains everything. I have whatever the business starter kit. I got to figure out, because I just started doing these, and I know the prices are going to change. And you could change this particular paper out each month and put the new price on it. Or, you know, you could just put, like, value and tell them what the price is that night, or maybe write it on the envelope or whatever you're handing out. So, you know, I fold this in half and put it in there. Did you know, these are all available on the COO under Building Your Team. Did you know? And then it just has FAQs basically about the business. And then I include something about the IAP. You could use this one, or there's another one that actually breaks down how people who buy take advantage of the Inventory Advantage program make more money than people who don't. That diagram is also under Building Your Team. All right. And then I include a PRCEF, which is the Pure Romance Consultant Enrollment Form. So they can fill it out. And I usually have them fill it out, and then I take it home, and I enter their information to make sure it's done on my website, that they're under my team and under me. So you want to make sure they stay with you. It just gives you a little more control, and that way, you know, like what if they go home and they've been drinking and they forget to put it in, and then the next day somebody talks them out of it, but they really wanted to do it. So, I mean, if they're ready to go, I would never let somebody sign up if they're drunk. I wouldn't. That's just me, but you could use a bubble wrap envelope. You could use, like I know Cherie uses like little envelopes like this, where you just fold everything in half, you know, and you put it in there. And you could put a cute little sticker on it. You could wrap it in like a little bag, or you could just hand it out like that. So, and then she folds it in half and then puts it in here. Look, they fit perfectly. See? Right in there. So whatever you prefer, whatever's easy. If you have something already at home that works, like I said, this is all I had. So, and I didn't want to go without. And these just came in. So now I'm deciding which one to use. But definitely carry these with you. And don't just carry these things to your parties. Carry hostess packets in your car. If you have a purse big enough, carry them in there. Make up some smaller ones to carry in your purse. Carry recruit packets in your purse. I mean, because you want to build your team all the time, right? Not just when you're at a party. And you want to book parties all the time, right? Not just when you're at a party. So there's a really good video. Who did I watch today on Talking to Strangers? Oh, the one we put up from Angeli Robinson. She did Dana's Wednesday Zoom last Wednesday. So she had really good tips for going up and talking to strangers and what to say and how to get their phone number. So you hand them a goodie bag and you get their phone number to call them. All right, or you get people excited about booking a party on the spot. Or she pretended she was on the phone when she was in her nail salon. She pretended she was on the phone with somebody booking a party and talked it all up. And then when she hung up, people wanted to know, what kind of parties do you do? How do you get a free shopping spree? Like the things she said while she was pretending to be on the phone, she said, make sure you turn your phone on to mute first so it doesn't ring in your ears and you look like an ass. She had really good ideas. If you don't have anything on the books, or you need to get outside your friends group, because friends are not going to build your business. You have to move outside your friends group. And I always say you have to move outside your comfort zone. If you want to be successful and you want to reach your goals, you have to be willing to go outside your comfort zone. If you're not, you'll never make it in anything, and you'll never hit your goals any goals if you're not willing to. You have to be willing to take those leaps of faith. You have to be willing to step outside your comfort zone. I can't stress that enough. Even like, to be able to stand up in front of people and do your party, sometimes you have to step out of your comfort zone. Ask for the sale. So you want to, like I said, this isn't like, you want to be prepared. You want to always be prepared. Carry these with you. Have goodie bags ready to go. They don't have to be extravagant. Have a booking offer ready to go, whether it be you get a free coochie or you get a free whatever you got on clearance. Hit up the sale. Do not buy grab bags. They don't count towards your retail. And lots of times they're filled with crap. So you're better off going to the sale page and finding something dirt cheap. I bet if I go look right now, where am I? Here we are. Place an order. Oh yeah, I wasn't logged in on this computer. I was down on the laptop all day. All right, sale items. There, I bet you there is something. Let me arrange this by price. What is the cheapest? Okay. Jam session is $10 right now, so it would cost you $6. But on a sale day, probably cost you $5 or less. If you want to get something like that as a bonus, I mean, Wild Thing is $15, so it's at 40%. What's that work out to? $9, I believe. $7.50 if you're 50% off. Whipped vanilla French latte, the French vanilla latte and whipped is $16, but you can get a 6-pack right now for, what was it for? $60. I put this in price order, so it's not showing up right after it. Oh crap. Anybody see the green tea went on clearance? When the heck did they put that on? Oh, I got to get in there and buy some. I had a lot of people like that green tea, and I did not want that to go away. All right, so the whipped 6-pack in peaches and cream or the French vanilla latte right now. The peaches and cream is $66. That's $11 each, and then with a 40% discount, $11 times 0.6. That is $6.60. Buy it on a sale day and it'd be closer to $5. But again, this is a hostess gift. Would you pay $5 to have a host a party? You can offer, just have your booking offer ready when you talk. If you want to offer a special and you really want to fill your calendar, but again, don't give away the farm. Make sure it's something you can afford and it's worthwhile. If it is something bigger, make her have a limit. You have to have at least a $600 party. You have to have at least 10 or 12 ordering guests. I like to go, and I know a lot of girls don't. Even after 11 years, I still like to say you have to have at least a $500 party. Or if I'm giving away a $189 toy, which I do sometimes, but that's okay. Like I said, I've been in 11 years, I make 50% or more. I say, okay, you can get that, but you have to have a $750 party. And for me, my average party is like $1,100 to $1,500. Usually $1,200 to $1,500. So, with 7 to 10 guests. So, so I'm confident in saying that and letting them know this is my average host gets this. So I have no doubt that if you make sure you invite all your friends and tell them to bring friends, that you'll be able to get this for free. So that's, a good way to motivate your host. But again, don't make it something that expensive. Make it something that you can afford, and keep your eye out for things on clearance so that you have something to do or to offer when you really need bookings and you want to give them something spectacular. But make sure it doesn't break the bank. You don't want to go broke in this business. You don't want to borrow money to do this business. You want to be able to have a successful business. You want to make your kit money back in 1 to 2 parties, 3 at the most, depending on which kit you bought. You want to build stock, but not at the expense of your bills, okay, or your sanity. You want to do a 60-40 plan, something to that effect. It means you take your profit, figure out how much you made. So say you had a $1,000 party, all right, and you made 40%, so you made $400 profit. Just going to keep it simple. I know we took out hostess gifts and that kind of stuff, but let's keep it simple. You made $400, okay? $400 is your profit after you've reordered the products, okay? After you've stocked them, reordered them, restocked them, this is your profit is $400. What you can do is take 60% of that and pay your bills if you need this to live, and 40% of that and reinvest in your business. Or you can reverse it. If you only need 40% to pay your bills, you take 40% to pay your bills and 60% after each party of your profits, not your total, your profits. to reinvest in the business. It's a 60-40 plan. It's something Heather Pillow years ago had a really good video on. I don't know where it is because I think it was back in Slumber Party she did that one. But it's something I found that has always worked when girls are trying to figure out how to balance that. But do what you have to do for you because you got to pay your bills first. So nobody wants you to go into debt doing this. All right. The other thing is when you play a booking game, I would always have something like this, and I try to laminate it. Laminators are like $20-something on Amazon, around $20, maybe 20 to 25, depending on what day you look. Every day they're a different price. But I got a laminator, and the laminating pack of things lasted me. I just ran out of my first pack, and I laminate tons of stuff. And I've laminated stuff for the team too. So, but this is like, the Build Your Starter Kit one. And on here, this is the one that actually has the IAP too. And it's a little faded because my printer's on the fritz. I gotta get a new printer. But what I did on here, these are wipe-off markers because it's laminated. I did the wet erase markers. So they're not wipe-off. They're not going to wipe all off on people. You actually have to wet it, and then you can erase it and write on it again. So I have, okay, this is the sale price. This is the value because nowhere on these damn flyers does it say the value, and we always used to have that. And then over here's the IAP you can get. I like this one because it shows more options. And I just prefer it. So, you tell them this is the standard kit. The deluxe kit is this plus all this. And then the deluxe plus is this. What is it down here? Yeah, this plus all this. And then this is what you can do as an add-on with 5 easy installments and just the shipping and tax down. So that they have 30 days to take advantage of. This is what you want when you don't want to confuse them. If it's easier, just print out the one with just the kits. Especially if you're newer, because you don't want to get too far into it. So, have them look and say, look, you get all of this. And if you're doing the demonstration with the new kit, I would point that out. Look at how easy it is to do this business. You pull this out of the box, you open it up, bam, I'm ready to do a party, and so will you be. It's really easy to sell the opportunity now. And don't think of it as selling the opportunity, you're sharing the opportunity. I've seen this change more women's lives than in any other business I've ever been in. And I can say that honestly. And I am somebody who has to do this because I was disabled at 22 from a brain tumor. I've had to work from home for 27 years. And I only found this 11 years ago when my husband talked me into it. So before that, everything I did was hobby money. My average party was 3 times the national average, but I still didn't make anything but hobby money because I only made 20% at the last company I worked for 6.5 years. This business has changed my life. I have been able to contribute to my family financially and help with things when we needed it. And now I'm helping, with other things. I do a lot of charity work, and that's what I'd say 75% of my money goes to charity now. And that's why I do this. But for people starting out, my God, I wish I had found this when we didn't have 2 nickels to rub together. This would have made such a difference for us. I'm grateful I found it later, but I know what it can do for people because I know what it's done for me, and I've seen what it's done for other girls. So honestly, you are sharing the opportunity. I know I always used to like to say, if you had the cure for cancer, wouldn't you want to tell people? You have the cure for being poor, okay? And you want to share it with everybody. You have to think of it that way because you're not recruiting. You're building a team. You're building, more of the sisterhood. You're giving somebody the opportunity that somebody else gave you. And I couldn't, feel more passionately about that. So just think about that. And I think once you understand that and once you feel that, that it'll be easier for you to build your team because you won't feel like you're selling something. You're actually sharing something that can do a lot for them. All right. So that is on recruiting. And once you do talk to people, make sure you follow up. I can't tell you how many times all of us in this business have talked about this, how we dropped the ball. We've all done it. We all have intentions of following up, but make sure you really try to stay on top and follow up. I mean, you could even write down at that party, say, hey, why don't you go home and look over all the stuff? And if it's Saturday, say, what time on Monday can I give you a call? So that gives them some time to look it over if they have to get their questions together. And you could either meet them for coffee if you have that kind of schedule, or, at least do a phone call or a Skype, whatever is easiest for you and them. But I think that is everything, isn't it? Everything I was going to cover. I said we'd be booking, hostess, coaching, recruiting, and follow-up. And I said in the host, it would be, just to make sure I covered everything. Hostess packets, simple hostess coaching, and recruit packets. Yes, things that are a must-have to make your business thrive, okay? Oh, and I do have a couple of tips that I see a lot of new girls making the mistake of. One, okay, yes, you want to sell what comes in your kit, okay, 100%. But when you can afford to, or when you've sold out of what came in your kit or what you started out with, you want to try to move your toys up. Let me put it this way. You sell what you show, okay? If you don't show it, it's harder to sell it. If you show it in a catalog and you don't have it in hand, you could still sell it. There's a lot of stories of people selling some of the new Carnival toys that way. Great, because those toys should sell themselves just from their pictures and descriptions. I mean, a remote control, seriously, that should be the easiest thing to sell. You do want to show it. So with you show what you sell what you show. You want to show better toys. What I always say is, I'm here to show you the best. The catalog has the rest. So once you're able to invest in the higher end toys, even like the Spotlight collection is an awesome collection. The Calypso collection, awesome, waterproof, rechargeable. We want to try to move into all the rechargeable toys. For a ring, I show the double feature from the Spotlight collection, and originally I thought, even though I was in 10 years last year when I started showing that, I said, nobody's going to buy a $119 ring. My God, was I wrong. The first party I showed it at, there were 3 people that had a man, and all 3 of them bought it. I was stunned because I honestly didn't think it would sell at that price. I'd always sold rings that were $59. So I was thrilled to see how well, and I continued to sell that at almost every party for a really long time. I still show it. And also I show it because it comes in the deluxe kit. I did my demo the other night with just the kit, and then I added in, I talked about the toys that came in the kit, but I demoed the main attraction and the double feature, which come in the deluxe kit. So I pointed that out, and I said, in the deluxe kit, this comes in the deluxe kit. I did, if you watch the Kelly Ellis Neal video, I said the toys included in the standard kit are $205 just for those 3 toys, not including tax and shipping. The kit includes tax, so you'd only have to, include shipping, so you'd only have to pay tax. But at the party tonight, if you were going to order this, you'd have to pay tax and shipping on this. So it'd be $205 plus $7 shipping plus tax. They get that whole kit, well, right now for $179. But even when it's more, they get all the other stuff in the kit too. And the deluxe kit, just adding the double feature and the main attraction brings the 3 toys plus those 2 up to like $513, I think it was, for the total of just those five things. And the kit was on sale for $359. So it's like, and plus that, I'm just mentioning 5 things. They still get 2 more toys, and all the stuff in the kit. So, I mean, once I pointed, they're like, wow, that's a really good deal. And you get 30% off, and it gives you an instruction booklet right in the kit to tell you how to do parties, and it lists every product. You could do your whole demo reading right from the little cardboard thing that's in the little pocket in the kit. It's like the compensation plan. It's like one of these. It opens up and folds out like that. But it has every single product in the standard kit listed and what it is, what it does. Like they could read from it for the demo when they're learning. And then it has a page with the deluxe and then the deluxe plus. It tells like what's in that kit, and it tells them about each product. And then on the back of that, it tells them how to book a party, what to do when you get to your party, step by step by step. It's never been easier to build a team and for them to start their business and not be afraid to go do parties. So honestly, get out there, book parties, sell, and build your team, and add some better toys to your demos if you're not already. I know I got to give a shout out to Morgan because I know she shows the Euphoria collection already, and good for you. I mean, broke college girl, but she knows eventually people are going to buy them. And, you get used to it. You start selling them. People will book parties to get them with their, discount from their shopping spree. Offer them something at 25 or 20% off if they host. It won't cost you anything because hopefully they're inviting their friends and their friends are spending money. They're introducing you to your friends, their friends, and the friends are going to be your clients for life if you do everything right. But that's your thank you to the hostess for introducing you to her friends and welcoming you in her home and cleaning her house and whatever else she had to do to get ready for the party. But you shouldn't be looking to make a ton of money off your hostess. You should be coaching your hostess to get a ton of people there so you can make money off her friends. All right. So without a hostess, we don't have businesses if we don't have hostesses. Okay. So just think of that when you're structuring, you know, what you're going to give your hostess. Don't let it cost you anything, but reward her if she does well. Giving her a 20% discount isn't costing you anything because you might not have bought the extra stuff without the discount. Just pointing that out. All right, so I'm going to open it up for questions. Oh, wait, let me see. Hold on. Let me see first. Yes, all the documents that I mentioned are now in the Jaguars on top. Would you bump everything up, Morgan? Yes, I'm guessing. Hold on. Let me see. Can I unmute you? What are you under? Morgan, there you are. Where the hell are you? You're not showing up in my list. Oh, there you are. Okay. Morgan, did you bump everything up?
Yeah, I shared it from Destination Success because I couldn't find all of them in ours. And Dana had it right up there.
Yeah, she just put those hostess coaching documents up. So I was going to copy them in. I didn't want to put them up before this because then it confuses people.
So oh, yeah, I mean? Definitely.
Thinking, what's that? You know, so I wanted to do this first and then thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right. So who has questions? Anybody? Morgan, do you have any questions while I have you on here?
Nope, I'm good. You guys take it away.
All right. Does anybody have questions? You can unmute yourself. Or let me see if anybody put anything. I think the only person chatting, hold on, was Morgan. Hold on. Yes, the forms are Lindsay. Are you in here? Morgan just put all the forms in the group. So they should be at the top when you go into files in the Jackpot Jaguars. All right. Does anybody have any questions? You can raise your hand. I see Amber shaking her head now. Hi, Amber. Are you doing your glass work while you're on here? Oh, yeah, I saw that piece when you were working. I unmuted you. I saw that piece when you put it up on your page. Mm-hmm. Did you change the eyes to purple?
I'm going to.
Yeah. Very pretty. Very nice. Yes, I give them blank. Crystal's asking, I give them the hostess packets at the party. Yes, I do now. For years, I made personalized. Hold on, I got them over here. And don't mind them in my pajama bottoms. Yes, I'm at home, so. So for years, I did these. You see how these are personalized and they're printed? They're like Avery postcards. And I would put them in envelopes. And I do. But because I did it this way, I couldn't bring it with me to the party and hand them. I always had to remember to put everything together after I got home. And I was always afraid if I mailed it too far away from their party, they would forget. And then I would forget to mail them and I'd be scrambling like two and a half weeks before the party going, oh my God, I never sent the invites. So honestly, this made my life easier. And this is what everybody else seems to do. So, you know, if it works for Dana Barish, I guess it can work for me, right? So, but this is just the postcard invites. They're blank on here. Dana says, make them work for it, you know, to let them fill them out. I mean, I have Tastefully Simple parties for my friend at least, you know, once every year or so. I'm overdue. I think it's been 2 years. She just gives me blank invites, and I never bitch about filling them out. I'm like, why am I doing everything for everybody and making my life more complicated? I still give it to them in a really nice little presentation. This is dirt cheap ribbon. I think I got from like yourorganzabag.com. Just really cheap hot pink. You go to the craft store and buy it on sale, you know, with your little 40% off coupon at Michael's or AC Moore. And it takes 2 seconds to tie the invites together. You don't have to include envelopes. If you do, tie them all together in one bundle. If not, just tie the invites together. It takes you 2 seconds to make it pretty, make them feel special. So I used to do the gift boxes, like the hostess packages, the boxes, and that's too much to carry with me. So I either like doing a folder now or a large envelope you could do, whatever works for you. Just make sure it looks neat. That's all. Like I said, I ordered a bunch of black folders, just plain black, and I'm going to put the stickers on them like I have this on here, Bring the Party Home. I have ones that say Party All Night, and there's ones with the, you know, with the Pure Romance logo. They're $5 on PR Gear for a whole roll of, I think, 100 of them. So, you know, just something that any kind of pocket folder That's a decent color that has place for your business card and pockets to hold what you need to get the hostess. That's it. That's all you need. And just, you know, hand it with you, but carry them in your car, carry them in your purse if you can. Same thing with the recruit packets. Carry them with you. You should always be booking, recruiting, selling if you want to, you know, really grow your business. All right. So, yes, I use plain. I know it killed me to do this, but my God, felt so good handing out that hostess packet on Saturday night. I can't tell you the last time I handed out a hostess packet at a party. It just felt like such a weight was lifted off my shoulders. And yes, there's 50 in a pack. And divide it, yep, 25 in each. That's what I do. Some girls do 20, then, you know, you have 10 left over, and, you know, you'll have them with the next pack. But I say 25. Don't be cheap when it comes to that, because you want them to think, oh, I have to invite 25 people? Yes, and I always say, and let me know when you need more. So you're letting them know, I expect you to run out. So you're supposed to invite more than 25 people. Always tell them to over-invite. Always tell them not to expect everyone to show up. 1/3 or less, in general, is the rule of thumb. Tell everybody to bring a friend. They're worried about their house is too small. I tell them I've done parties in one-room college dorms with 30 girls. One sofa. 3 deep on the floor and stacked on the sofa. And you could have heard a pin drop in that room, let me tell you. So, yes, the more the merrier. They're squeezed in. They're having fun. They're laughing. They don't care. They're not coming because you have a big house. They're coming to see you, and they're coming to laugh all night, and they're coming to spend time with the girls, okay? So don't worry about that. Just reassure your hostess, okay? We will make them fit. There will be room. Don't worry. Okay, so that is definitely. Can you post what you put on the envelopes? Yes, I can take a picture of it and post. I didn't write very neat, though. I'm kind of disappointed in myself. The pen, it looked like Dana wrote them with a Sharpie when she showed hers, but my Sharpie made them like, I don't know if it bled or it just made them too, it made them too thick. I really feel like it's not neat enough to read. So I'm probably going to find another pen and redo them. Where did I put my envelopes? Oh, here they are. They're undershot. Here, okay. And you can rewatch this. I'll put this up after I upload it and everything. The first one was over-invite and tell everyone to bring a friend. And on all of them, it is see you at the date of the party, day of the party, date, and the time. And then on this one, it was over-invite and tell everyone to bring a friend. Just really simple, but it, you know, reminds them. So, yeah, I know they make the thin. I have, like, the thin, like, where is it? I can never find things when I want them. I have, like, the, whatchamacallit, like, the thin Sharpies, but I find they're too thin and they dry out too fast. I have a bunch of them, and half of them dried out already. But I will find pens that work. All right. So, the second one, did you get that? Over-invite. Tell everyone to bring a friend. And like I said, all of them have the date, the day, the date, and the time. See you Friday, February 15th at 6:30 p.m. All right. This one was, don't forget to invite your neighbors and coworkers. Don't forget to invite your neighbors and coworkers. So again, see you Friday, February 15th at 6:30 p.m. Don't forget to invite your neighbors and coworkers. All right, so that was the second one. That was the one, that's the 40 guests in 4 minutes. And then the third one, which was the Tale of Two Hostesses. Number 3 was also see you Friday, February 15th at 6:30 p.m. Make sure you text out reminders the day before, especially to anyone you haven't heard from. Make sure you text out reminders the day before, especially to anyone you haven't heard from. All right. Everybody got that? All right. So make sure you text out reminders the day before, especially from, what is it? Make sure you text out reminders the day before, especially anyone you haven't heard from. All right. So that's the third one. And I'll try to remember to take pictures of them later. I don't think I have my phone up here to take pictures. So, let me see, any other questions? Yeah, I know they make the extra thin Sharpies. I said that. Okay. Yes, Jamie, I just went over that again. I will try to post pictures. Probably won't be till later or in the morning. All right, but I will. If you still need them, I'll post them. Yes, again, thank you, Morgan, for posting all the documents. Does anybody else have questions? Yeah, I think you can click and raise your hand, too. So I see your hand go up. I can unmute you. All right, then we're done. Then let me stop the recording.